Today I'll be building my new base at the top of a mountain with an indoor fireplace and a view of the northern light, all to create my dream winter cabin. For the last 300 days of my Minecraft hardcore world, I've lived in a gothic cathedral. But recently I thought it was about time I had my own house to live in. I had my first bit of snow a few days ago, so I thought in order to commemorate the holiday season, why not make a winter cabin my new base? In order to make the base, I'm going to need a ton of materials, and I usually just gather all of them and sort them into a chest. But the ideal thing to do is to put the loot in shulker boxes. I only have 3 of those, and I've been too lazy to go to the end, but I think it's about time I went, so to the end we go. Before we head to the end dimension, I want to make sure my elytra is at max durability, and in order to do so I have to farm these creepers for XP. Now that the elytra is maxed out, I shouldn't have an issue exploring the entire end dimension. So I took care of most of the shulkers at this end city, and there doesn't seem to be any more spawning. There seems to be another one in the distance, and hopefully I get lucky with shulker shell drops. I might as well take the spare elytra and the dragon head while I'm here, since I won't be coming back anytime soon. Now with 12 shulker shells, that should be more than enough boxes, so it's time to head home. Now that I have enough storage for resources to make the cabin, it's time to plan exactly what the cabin is gonna have inside. First off, it has to be made out of spruce wood, since I think it's the best wood and it fits the winter theme best. I also want it to contain a total of 3 floors, with the first and second having a gap in between them, and placing a tree in the middle. The most important part is to make these pillars around the whole build using materials like stone bricks, cobblestone, and andesite. Of course, I'm gonna leave a few details out or else I'll spoil the final result, but overall the whole build shouldn't be too hard, considering I already have most of the materials. Like I mentioned earlier, I already have a ton of spruce I collected earlier in order to make the village, so all that's left is to collect oak, stone, andesite, and deep slate. I won't be needing too much oak since I have some left over, so let's knock this out real quick. See, that didn't take too long at all. Just a little more mining left and we should be done collecting all the materials necessary for the build. With everything collected, all that's left is to do some crafting. And there we go. We have everything we need. The next step is to figure out exactly where I'm going to make the cabin. My village build is located in a crater surrounded by snow mountains, and I want to make sure the cabin is nearby. I found this other mountain across from my village, and I think this would be the perfect area to build it. But before I start placing blocks, I have to terraform this area since some parts look messy, and half of the slope of the mountain is exactly where I want to place the building. So first, I have to get rid of it. Removing the packed ice and snow isn't hard at all since the blocks are kind of weak, but the stone on the other hand is going to be really hard to break. Another issue are these ghosts that kick you when you least expect it, and it feels like they intentionally get in the way of where you want to break or place the block. I'm going to try to use the goat horn and calm them down a little. Well, that didn't do anything at all. Now with all of the blocks out of the way, I can place the schematics, but I still need to do a little more terraforming to make the snow and ice look natural. Another thing that inspired me to make this build is this survival channel called The Outdoor Boys that I've been binging on lately. It's this guy that literally goes to the coldest areas in Alaska and survives with minimal equipment. And while we won't be doing much surviving except not trying to die since we are playing hardcore, I still wanted to make sure my next build was in a winter setting. So with the terraforming complete and the lore of why I'm building this out of the way, it's time to begin the building process. As you can see, even with the goats in the way, I've managed to complete the first floor. This is the floor that's going to be containing a fireplace and the chest area at the bottom of the tree. Now it's time to move on to the second and third floor. Oh, and just to let you guys know, while I was recording the build, the replay file corrupted. So I lost around 2 hours of footage of the replay montage and survival. So I decided to build it again in an identical world in creative mode, bringing the grand total of times I built this winter cabin to a total of 3 times. But I won't let the Grinch ruin Christmas, so may the building continue. The winter cabin is now complete, but it's still missing a few touches. It was snowing while I was making this build, so I have to get rid of it. I want this entrance of this house to be along the mountainside, so I think it's best to create a path out of stone since the gray should pair well with the blue and white snow. Okay, so I finished the path and I think it looks good enough. I added more details like these stone slabs and fences with lanterns. Now it's time to showcase the house interior. So in order to enter the cabin, you have to come up the mountainside pathway and it takes you directly into the entrance, which is on the second floor. As you can see, I made the gap between the first and second floor so you can see the Christmas tree. Over here, there's a little side entrance to the porch area with an amazing view, especially when it's nighttime. Upstairs is where the rooms are located. I haven't decorated the interiors yet, but there's a guest bedroom and the main bedroom. The main bedroom also has a separate office area where I'm probably going to set up a workstation of some sort. And finally, the best part of the cabin in my opinion, the bottom floor. Here's where the campfire is located, which by the way, also connects to the chimney at the top. And to our right, we have a Christmas tree that I was planning to decorate and sit by to read subscriber comments. But this video will be posted a little after Christmas, so maybe next year. So you should subscribe for long-term investment. I swear you won't regret it at all. Thank you guys for watching and I hope you all enjoy the holiday season. In the meantime, I'll be in my winter cabin, sitting on the porch observing the northern light while the snow falls like white petals drifting from the sky above.